Caution, you are about to hear the conservative voice. Freedom Report begins right now. Good evening and welcome to the Freedom Report powered by the Madison Institute. I'm Daniel Moss alongside Kelly Berry.
Hi Daniel, how you doing?
I am doing great. I'm excited.
I'm excited to be back. So sorry I was out for a while.
And this is a Freedom Report alert. The truth needs to be heard. Supreme Court in Alabama is suggesting that we simply reject the ruling and precedent set by Roe v. Wade. And I've got a quote here I want to read by Justice Tom Parker. He says, since Roe was decided in 1973, advances in medical and science technology have greatly expanded our knowledge of paternal life. He goes on to say, the development of ultrasound technology has enhanced medical and public understanding, allowing us to watch the growth and development of the unborn child in ways that previous generations could never have imagined. Similarly, advances in genetics and related fields made it clear that that unique human being is formed at the moment of conception, when two cells incapable of independent life merge to form a single individual human entity.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Because
the whole time we've been saying, life begins at conception. You hear
right.
that. And that's what we want to hear out of our candidates.
That's right. And
now we've got an Alabama Supreme Court justice saying that.
That goes along pretty much with what the Indiana Supreme Court ruled last summer too.
Right.
So we have some state courts that are beginning to pay attention to this, mm-hmm. and I think this is the beginning of rolling back, Roe versus Wade.
All right.
Daniel, we've along that line, that happened just this week, but also this week we've had this controversy come up about Obama's insistence that insurance companies pay for contraception. Provide it free to everyone. Well, the Catholic Church has taken the lead on this and has continues, the Catholic bishops continues to tell the Obama administration, we are not going to put up with this. And this is a violation of our First Amendment rights to freedom of worship. And so they have written, a letter was written, the Obama administration said that they would accommodate, but they would not give in on what they were going to their direction. So it appears as if we have a confrontation now, in that we have the administration saying they are going to willfully violate the First Amendment,
right?
And we have a very large denomination in the Catholic Church saying they're going to reject that. I want to know where the Protestant churches are on this, because the Protestant churches need to weigh in here. If the church, who claims to have over 100 million members, Christian members in this nation, would band together, this could be stopped, as could the socialist intrusion that our government is going down right now. And folks, there's another thing happened this week along with the Supreme Court ruling here. I want to make you aware of something that happened, what the Obama administration told the military chaplains. And this is a direct quote from the Secretary of the Army that says, the Secretary of the Army said, you have to line out some of the language, or else we're going to charge the chaplains with sedition and treason for opposing the Obama administration. He's talking about the letter that the Catholic bishops sent to all chaplains, or all Catholic dioceses. So they're actually threatening chaplains with court-martial if they dare to preach against sin, which they believe the contraception is, in their own church. And that is diametrically opposed to freedom of religion, Daniel. And so we have a situation now to where, church, we've got to stand together. The Protestants have got to join the Catholics on this, and we've got to tell the administration, no, we are not going to accept this violation of freedom of religion. Because
it's important that we note that this is not just a battle between Obama and the Catholic Church.
That's right.
It's much more than that. It's a warfare that's going on for years against Christianity.
It is.
In general. And the good versus evil.
It is.
One good thing is that you and I both know who wins in the end.
We do. But there's a lot of people in the middle that get hurt if the church doesn't stand up now and stop it now.
Exactly. And it's because it's not, like I said, it's not just Catholics.
That's right.
I mean, this could affect all of our freedom of religion.
And the real interesting part, I hope this wakes up everybody, is that they have drawn the line now. They've thrown down the gauntlet. Mm-hmm. Is the church going to respond? That's what I want to know, Daniel. Right. Is the church going to respond? You need to, viewers, y'all need to be getting with your pastors and your denominations. Y'all need to be responding and joining the Catholics in this fight. It's time to show up for battle, folks.
All right, and that was a Freedom Report alert. So, Kelly, how are they going to respond? They're going to vote.
That's right.
All right, so we at the Freedom Report are giving you our Truths Guide to voting on the Freedom Report Voters Guide.
Absolutely.
All right, so, Kelly, we've talked about a lot of things and how we select candidates.
Right.
You know, first, let's just recap. First, we're going to look at the candidate's view on liberty.
Right.
The candidate's view on freedom.
Correct.
Are they a Christian?
Yep.
Are they a true Christian, or are they just an imitator?
Right.
We have a lot of those that are trying to get in.
Absolutely.
Are they unifiers or are they dividers?
Right.
You know, this is my favorite one because you can't be a unifier unless you got the Holy Spirit.
That's it.
Because where the Spirit of the Lord is, there's freedom, and the Spirit of the Lord brings unity.
That's right.
They coincide. And lastly, what are their views on wealth? That was the last thing we talked about.
That's right. So let's go on to the next one. We're going to go to Deuteronomy chapter 17, verses 15 through 20 here, and talk about choosing rulers. In verse 15 it says, "You'll set a king over you whom the Lord your God will choose." And then here's the criteria, Daniel. One from among your brethren. You may not set a foreigner who is not your brethren over you. And then he goes on and says, when he is set on the throne, he will write himself a copy of the law in a book, and he'll keep it with him and read it all the days of his life, that he may learn to fear the Lord. And then in the bottom here, in verse 20, he says that his mind may not be lifted up above all of his brethren, that he may not turn aside from the commandment to the right or to the left. So Daniel, so we had to add to our voting guide here, are they natural born? Mm-hmm. Do they read their Bible? Not just are they Christians, right. Not are they imitators, but do they actually read God's Word? And then finally, are they humble? You know, Benjamin Rush said that patriotism is much a virtue of justice as necessary for support of societies as natural affection is support of families. So what we're really talking about here is, are they a true patriot, which really requires you to be a Christian.
Exactly. All right, we got to take a break. Up next, more on the Voter's Guide and leading you to March 13th, Alabama. And also an interesting interview with a young lady whose story to America is amazing. Right back.
Do you need help promoting your business? Do you want to have that special day captured forever? Or that first Christmas or first birthday never forgotten? Then contact Celebrity Productions. We offer wedding videos of photography, picture slideshows with music, video editing, television commercials, and much more. So if you are ready to do business, contact Mark Bosch with Celebrity Productions at 205-434-1773 or mark.celebrityproductions@gmail.com. Celebrity Productions, here for all your video capturing needs. Burton's Food Store on Highway 431 in Sardis, a convenient locally owned store offering groceries at affordable prices. Burton's provides fresh ground beef, fresh cut meats, fresh produce, and fresh dairy products every day and features weekly specials on brand name canned goods, drinks, and paper goods. Burton's Food Store, Highway 431 in Sardis, your local place to shop for fresh food at affordable prices.
Does your business need any type of office supplies or office furniture? If so, we recommend Business Products and Services of Alabama. Business Products and Services is locally owned and operated and offers competitive discount pricing that's guaranteed on every product selected from their vast online catalog. Orders can be placed by phone with Alabama-based customer service reps, or you can utilize their easy online ordering system. Either way, you'll receive free next-day delivery. So, if you're ready to do business with a just and honest Alabama company, contact Business Products and Services at 205 290-9303 or online at bpsorder.com.
Welcome back to the Freedom Report, powered by the Madison Institute. I'm Daniel Moss alongside Kelly Berry.
Hey, Daniel.
And this is a Freedom Report alert. Alabama, your election in the primary is March 13th.
Yep.
Important that you get out and vote, and along that line, we're going to continue with our voter's guide.
We are. So we were talking about choosing rulers and that they should be natural born, did they read their Bible, and are they humble? Well, let's continue on. Noah Webster said this. He said that the number one requirement for selecting men for public office is not their particular sect or denomination, but look at his character. And he goes on to say that if you have men of loose principles, defective views on the subject, that religion and morale are necessary important qualifications for political stations. He says the scripture teaches it different, that rulers should be men who rule in the fear of God and men of truth, hating covetousness. And so if you look at what Noah Webster says, we have to ask the question, do our candidates have good character? Mm-hmm. So that's the next one. Do they have good character? Moving on down, let's check the fruit. Luke 6:43 through 49 says that we should check the fruit of people. Verse 44 says, for each tree is known, identified by its own fruit. Then it goes on down in 45 and says, out of the abundance of the heart, or the overflow of your heart, your mouth speaks. So the question is, what are they saying? What's coming out of their mouth? What are we hearing them say? And then if you go to Proverbs 23, it says, as a man thinks in his heart, so is he. So we need to pay attention to his words and the things that comes out of his mouth, Daniel, and find out, is that, does he have a good report? And do they speak life or do they speak death? Because there's a big difference there.
Now, I got a question for you. This is interesting because I heard this week. I was reading a little bit about Theodore Roosevelt.
Right. And
Roosevelt said that sometimes it's better to tell a small lie and keep unity. And my question, I guess, is how can it sort of goes against what we've talked about a little bit, but I want to, because we are talking about, do they speak life or do they speak death, or do they have good character? But that would build someone's character. So what do you think about, someone withholding information like
Well, let me ask you a question. What did the Bible say the purpose of the Holy Spirit was? To lead us to all truth.
Right.
Not lie.
Right, exactly.
Truth. So the moment we start telling lies, or we start withholding the truth, we start into deception.
Right.
And so for a candidate or for elected official ever to start withholding the truth or telling lies, that's never going to be a good thing or acceptable thing as far as God's concerned.
And Roosevelt was around. That was sort of started the other Roosevelt.
Exactly.
And the downward spiral progressivism.
Exactly.
All right, so good character means telling the truth all the time.
Absolutely. All right, so now we have this one. We have Sam Adams, who said that when we're offering our vote, that we're not making a present or a compliment to please an individual. At least we ought not to do so. That what we're executing is one of the most solemn trust in human society, and one that you're accountable to God and to his country. God himself said that in Deuteronomy 30:19, I call heaven and earth as witness against you this day, and I set before you life and death, blessing and cursing. So choose life so that you and your children may live. So, and then we have a whole bunch of quotes that we could quote here to talk about that. John Adams again says, the moment an idea is admitted into society that property is not as sacred as the laws of God, that there is not a force of law and public justice to protect it, anarchy and tyranny commence. So we have a situation here where Adams also said that our Constitution made for a more religious people. So what do we gather from those things? We get to the point that our founders believed is private property a good thing? Does our candidate we're electing, do they believe in private property? What does that mean? That means that your property is sacred, that it's yours. It's not the government's. They can't just take it willy-nilly. Right. And then finally, national accountability before God. Do our candidates believe that we, the voters, are going to hold them accountable for what they do? Mm-hmm. Do they believe that God's going to hold them accountable for what they do?
Right.
And that's a long, recurring accountability. Because if they pass a law that stays into effect and starts harming people over a long period of time, they are responsible for that.
Right.
So are we.
Exactly.
Because we voted for them.
And I mean, the nation as a whole is responsible because they're not judged later; they're judged right here,
That's
right
right.
now.
That's right.
So we can, in fact, or possibly reap the benefits of our vote, or the harm of our vote twice.
That's right.
Now and when we meet.
That's exactly right. And our founding fathers believed that very heavily. So, finally, do they believe they're accountable to the people and to God for their actions? So those 14 things there, Daniel, seems to me like to be a pretty good list of things that we should be paying attention to. And then we've got other quotes that says that John Witherspoon, for instance, said, "The best friend to American liberty is he who is most sincere and active in promoting true and undefiled religion, and who sets himself up with the greatest firmness to bear down profanity and immorality. Whoever is an avowed enemy of God, I scruple not to call him enemy to his country." So that goes back to, is he a Christian? Does he believe in God? So we've got to understand that we have to pay attention as individuals to the significance, to the long-term implications, the unintended consequences that may result from our votes.
Right.
Because we're asking these people to represent us and to make decisions on our behalf. Mm-hmm. We are not giving over our rights to them. We're asking them to represent us. Right. See, there's a big difference. We're not giving up our rights when we vote for somebody. These representatives, these congressmen, these judges, we're not giving up our rights as citizens to them. We're asking them to go for us and to represent us the same way that Christ asks us to be his ambassadors and to represent him here on earth. Mm-hmm. So it's a similar relationship. The elected official to the voter is a similar relationship to the ambassadorship, to the representative that Christ asks us to do for him.
Exactly.
Does that make sense?
It does make a lot of sense. And I guess that's so important that we realize that, because we do so many times. We click the button or make the check and we let it go, let it be.
Right.
Like, he's in all control now.
That's it.
Or he or she is in all control now. But not only do we have to hold them accountable by speaking with them, but praying for them.
That's right.
As well. Follow through is always good after the vote.
That's right.
Okay, so we're going to continue on next week about what not to vote for.
That's right.
We've got some interesting things, and we're going to talk a little bit about the candidates that are left.
Okay.
So we got to take a break. Up next, you'll get to see my interview with an amazing little lady whose story to America is simply amazing. Be right back.
Burton's Food Store on Highway 431 in Sardis, a convenient locally owned store offering groceries at affordable prices. Burton's provides fresh ground beef, fresh cut meats, fresh produce, and fresh dairy products every day, and features weekly specials on brand name canned goods, drinks, and paper goods. Burton's Food Store, Highway 431 in Sardis, your local place to shop for fresh food at affordable prices. Do you need help promoting your business? Do you want to have that special day captured forever, or that first Christmas or first birthday never forgotten? Then contact Celebrity Productions. We offer wedding videos of photography, picture slideshows with music, video editing, television commercials, and much more. So if you are ready to do business, contact Mark Bosch with Celebrity Productions at 205-434-1773 or mark.celebrityproductions@gmail.com. Celebrity Productions, here for all your video capturing needs.
Does your business need any type of office supplies or office furniture? If so, we recommend Business Products and Services of Alabama. Business Products and Services is locally owned and operated and offers competitive discount pricing that's guaranteed on every product selected from their vast online catalog. Orders can be placed by phone with Alabama-based customer service reps, or you can utilize their easy online ordering system. Either way, you'll receive free next-day delivery. So, if you're ready to do business with a just and honest Alabama company, contact Business Products and Services at 290-9303 or online at bpsorder.com.
To the Freedom Report, powered by the Madison Institute. I'm Daniel Moss. Recently, I heard a story of a girl's journey to America. I had the privilege of capturing her story on video. Her name is Tara Laurich. She is a 16-year-old foreign exchange student from Australia who loves America. Let's find out why. Check out part 1 of my interview with Tara. My foreign exchange student from Sydney, Australia, Ms. Tara Laurich. I got that right.
Yes, you did.
All right. So, Tara, if you'll tell us, just start with telling us why you decided to come to America.
Okay.
What it's done for you.
It basically I applied. It was in the school paper saying anyone that wants to be an exchange student and have a possibility, just come and sign up and pre-apply, and you'll get an interview. And I got an interview about 2.5, 3 weeks later. Mm-hmm. And they were saying, okay, this is what you need. You need your grades up. You need to be smart about this. You need to make sure this is what you want. Right. I was saying, well, to be honest, I had enough. I grew up in Sydney. I'd had enough. I want to see the world. Right. So I was thinking, well, this would be a good start. And they told me I got in. It took about 3.5 months to find a family. I was originally placed with a coordinator mm-hmm. of Education First, mm-hmm. high school year abroad. And she was saying, I can't host you anymore. I have another host student. We have found you a family that we're going to place you with. And I was thinking, good. I'm going to be placed in Hartsville, Alabama. Right. And they were saying, if you want to choose where you want to go, you're going to have to pay an extra amount. I was thinking, mm-hmm. I don't care where I go. Right. As long as I get a good family and a good high school, then I'm set. And, my mother was so not up for me going. Right. It's halfway across the world. It's more than half a year. It's almost mm-hmm. a year trip. But I honestly would not change anything at all. Wow. At all.
Your story, I guess I want to ask this question very bluntly, mm-hmm. Is would you have been a Christian had you not come to America?
Definitely not. My whole family, my sister doesn't believe in Christ. My mother grew up in a church. She taught Sunday school. She never took us to church. Mm-hmm. I've never been to church. First time I came to Hartsville, I think it was a week after we got back from Panama City. I went to Panama City for a week first, and I was thinking, okay, first church service, this is going to be good. It's going to be different. And so I kind of just got thrown in there, and I wouldn't have had it any other way. That's amazing. Really good.
And we do want to point out that she was brought into an amazing family. And,
yes,
and as you've met Representative Henry, she's in their family. It's awesome. What differences are there in the belief systems? Because I know we were talking during the break a lot about that.
There is belief systems. It's coming here. I was really taken back by it. I was taken back by the faith. I was taken back by everyone believing in Christ. And I was thinking, I want to be like that. I mm-hmm. want to be like that. I know I can. Right. And then I was thinking about Sydney, and I was thinking, wow, there's not a large majority of people that are Christian or religious, and mm-hmm. it's mainly work, just go work. So I've taken God as my Savior, and I've accepted Him into my heart, and it's been great.
So in living here for the 7 months that you've lived here, mm-hmm. We see a lot in America of Americans complaining. Yeah. And you being from somewhere else, what would be your message to the complaining America that never gets enough?
Don't complain. You have it so good. I know I have it good back in Australia, but this is my home now. This is Hartsville, Alabama is my home. Mm-hmm. And it's a great place. America is a wonderful place. You have it so well off, even though sometimes you're thinking that you don't. You have no idea until you open your eyes and just travel the world until you see how great you have it.
You have an amazing story. Amazing story.
Thank you.
I want to, I want to talk a little bit about, because we were talking in our last interview about abortion, and we're talking
Yes.
about how that was a big issue, and it's a moral issue.
It is,
and
definitely.
we were talking about the belief system just a minute ago, differentiating between the two. Where does Australia stand in that?
It's really Australia not being a very religious, especially where I come from. It's really personal beliefs. To me, I'm pro-life. I believe that God has given you this gift, and you should take it and nurture it until it's ready to leave and ready to come out of your womb. And it's your child. You should definitely cherish that. Right. But I can honestly say I would not have thought that if I weren't a Christian. I had been in Alabama.
Right, Alabama. A lot of things would have changed.
Sweet home Alabama.
Yeah, sweet home Alabama. The accent changed and everything.
Oh,
So it's amazing, because we do, and I this is the biggest message I want you guys to take away from this, is that we complain, and prayer is so big, and I know in your journey, prayer was huge for you, and it's become a large part of what you do, and we need to take that on. We need to take that on in searching for happiness. I guess is the ultimate what people are trying to do, and we're looking in all the wrong places. And prayer is the only thing that can change things. So rather than complain, let's pray. And that's what and your story, I don't want to take away from your story at all.
No, definitely not.
It is amazing.
Thank you. I wouldn't change anything at all. I've had the greatest time. I've been blessed with the family I've been placed in and been given, and they are my family now, and they always will be. So it's definitely not going to go back to Sydney and forget about them, because that's not going to happen.
It is truly a blessing to have met you. It is.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Hope you enjoyed the show today. Hope you learned a little bit about voting and taking all this truth into your home. Thank you for inviting us into your home. We always appreciate your comments and your donations. For Kelly Berry, I'm Daniel Moss, bidding you good evening. And remember, the conservative voice stops right here, because we are definitely looking out for you.
You're the God of this city.